I was reading this and I was thinking of my little brother.
Hello there.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
What is your name?
Maikel, right?
Michael, what brings you here today?
Uh, One of my friends told me what you all were doing, and I had to be a part of it, so I'm here to help.
Appreciate it. So to your right hand side, there's a yellow envelope. If you could please open it and read the letter inside.
Dear someone, all through my life, I have been an hyperactive and attentive person. I struggled with interrupting people because my brain was going so fast. I often was several steps ahead in a conversation. I often missed that someone was talking, or I just couldn't wait to share my thoughts. The many times I would speak out of line, I would immediately regret that I had opened my mouth, either because I thought it was nonsense or it sounded stupid. I know people do not feel like I am paying attention when they talk because they can see my brain is elsewhere. I think sometimes they are surprised to realize that I am following along, but many times I do have to ask people to repeat themselves or confirm what they said. Even though I thought I was paying attention, I realized I wasn't. I often don't raise my hand or answer questions even though I know the right answer. I'm afraid that I may have missed part of the question since my mind could be far ahead or because I was inattentive. Even though I try to pay close attention to details somehow, I always miss something. My energy level generally tends to be so high it can be overwhelming to the people around me. I fidget and feel restless most of my day. I struggle despite my best efforts to wait my turn. I jump into conversations or tasks impulsively, even when it doesn't concern me. I talk too much. I know this annoys people and they get frustrated with me. I am constantly on the go and rarely unable to stop and do a quiet activity, despite longing to take time to engage in leisure types of activities. To stay focused to what is going on in front of me, I always take notes. I promise I am interested, but I struggle to sustain the energy to focus. The line of work I choose requires endurance and attention, but it leaves me exhausted at the end of the day, which limits the time I spend with my family. I struggle to maintain focus on tasks that require mental effort. The crazy thing is, I love these tasks, but it takes so much energy to sustain the focus. I get tired easily and give up, which makes me feel like a failure and often stupid, even though I know I am far from that. I am forgetful, not because I do not care, but because I have so much gone on around me and inside my brain that I lose track of it. I am easily sidetracked, not because I want to be, but that is just the way my mind is. I am messy and I lose things on a regular basis, even though I work hard to keep my home organized and clean. I struggle with a variety of intense emotions I don't know how to handle. I have done a lot of work over the years to gain control over my ADHD symptoms, but I struggle through them every day. I'm very grateful for the counselors and guides who have come alongside of me as I have learned how to manage my ADHD. I often end my day feeling exhausted from the effort of fitting into the typical adult mold. ADHD is not an excuse. I work every day to master the things I struggle with, but the symptoms make me feel different and bad about myself. I know God loves me, and I am uniquely created in His image. And I know that people pour into me all the time in positive ways of how much they love me. But that nagging knowledge that I am not like other adults lowers my self-esteem. People do not often realize how a sigh or even a simple statement of, "Why can't you get this right?" feeds into the negative self-worth. When you see a child or adult struggling with inattention and hyperactivity, or in my case, both, will you help them see their worth? Will you highlight the things they do well and celebrate their differences? Will you not judge them if they don't fit the typical workplace mold? Will you help find creative ways for them to manage their symptoms and feel confident in their uniqueness? Sincerely, someone. P.S. Will you be my voice?
What are your thoughts or emotions that you're processing right now?
Honestly, I was reading this and I was thinking of my little brother. I was thinking of one of my sons right now who may be dealing with these feelings. And how they're not asking for everything. I mean, he says like he's an adult.
This person was here in front of you. What would you like to tell him or her?
I'm sorry. Sometimes being unique, being special, being designed by some being outside of time and physics, it's hard to understand. But knowing that a divine hand created your divine mind, I'm just going to wait to see when we all discover how incredible that is. And I'll be patient with you. I see you. You're an adult. You are creative, and you're working hard.
How do you think you could be this person's voice?
You know, I have a unique position in my own life as a professor, as a hiring director, as someone who helps educators. And I think when we think about diversity and accessibility, some of the easier items kind of come into place. You can recall them, their structures built out. But we don't think about neurotypical diversity. And I pride myself in talking to other people and encouraging and creating a place that's welcoming and inviting and learning materials that anyone can pick up and learn something incredible. But I don't think about this particular experience and the many, many, many other stories that echo the same experience. So what I can do is I can keep this forward in mind. I can mobilize myself, my students, my team, to consider and see everyone. Even those of us who deal with things like ADHD. Hi, my name is Maikel, and I will be your voice.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
All right. Always doing meaningful stuff, my guy.
Thanks.
Oh, of course.
Thank you guys for waiting.
Of course.